We asked AI, what truths are too uncomfortable for most people to accept? There are certain truths that most people would rather not face. They aren't hidden because they're unknown, but because they're uncomfortable. These truths live in plain sight in our habits, our systems, our fears, yet we often deny them because facing them would mean we have to change. So we asked AI a simple question: what are the most uncomfortable truths people avoid? Here's what it revealed. Personal truths. 1. Most people will never be truly free. We often associate freedom with political or national liberties. But AI suggests true freedom is far more personal. It's the ability to live without fear, dependency, or external control. Most people will never achieve this. Why? Because we're tied down by debt, social expectations, psychological patterns, and the fear of stepping outside of our routines. Financial freedom, for instance, is often exchanged for job security. Emotional freedom is surrendered to toxic relationships or unresolved trauma. Many confuse comfort for freedom. True freedom, AI suggests, comes only with radical self-awareness, discipline, and the courage to walk away from what no longer serves us. Most people never get there. 2. No one is coming to save you. It's comforting to believe that someone else will fix our problems. Politicians, spiritual leaders, parents, partners, we often project our salvation onto them. But AI cuts through that illusion. It says the hard truth is this: you are the only one responsible for your growth, healing, and success. External help can support you, but no one can do the work for you. Waiting for rescue is often just a delay tactic to avoid discomfort. 3. You don't have as much time as you think. AI sees time in numbers, not feelings. It calculates the average human life at roughly 4,000 weeks. And while that might sound like a lot, it goes faster than we expect. The average adult has already used up at least half of their life. Time isn't just passing, it's vanishing. And yet, most people act as though they have forever. We procrastinate our dreams, delay our healing, and assume someday we'll always be available. AI warns that this illusion keeps people stuck in cycles of regret. 4. You can love someone and still be wrong for each other. Love is powerful, but it's not always enough. AI sees countless examples of people staying in unhealthy relationships because they confuse emotional intensity with compatibility. You can deeply love someone and still be incompatible in values, vision, or growth. Staying just because it feels strong can often lead to long-term harm. The truth is, love should never be the only reason you stay. Compatibility, mutual respect, and shared purpose matter just as much. Social and economic truths. 1. The system isn't broken, it's designed this way. We often hear that the system is broken. But AI challenges that narrative. It says the system is working exactly as designed. Economic inequality, information manipulation, and systemic oppression aren't bugs in the code, they're features. They're built to benefit a few at the cost of the many. Those with power often design the game to keep playing it. To change the system, AI suggests, you have to first accept that it was never designed for fairness. It was designed for control, extraction, and self-preservation. 2. Most people are not thinking for themselves. We like to believe we're rational, critical thinkers. But AI sees a different pattern. Most people operate on autopilot, consuming beliefs, preferences, and behaviors shaped by culture, media, and peer pressure. Social media algorithms feed us ideas we already agree with. News outlets cater to confirmation bias. Echo chambers reward conformity. Thinking independently often requires intentional discomfort, and most people avoid that. 3. Success is mostly based on timing, geography, and luck. Hard work matters, but AI identifies strong statistical ties between success and where, when, and to whom you were born. We celebrate the self-made narrative because it feels empowering, but the data says otherwise. A child born in a stable country, to educated parents, during an economic boom has a much higher probability of success than someone born into poverty, war, or oppression. That doesn't mean effort is meaningless, but it does mean effort alone isn't enough. The playing field isn't level, and pretending it is can be a form of denial. For most jobs don't actually matter. AI doesn't mean your job isn't meaningful to you. But it does point out that many modern roles exist to support economic systems, not to solve real human problems. Busy work keeps economies moving. Meetings, emails, reports, they often exist to sustain appearances, not create value. This truth is uncomfortable because it calls into question the purpose behind how we spend most of our waking lives. The rise of automation will only highlight this further. Many jobs will be eliminated not because they're hard to replace, but because they're easy to. Existential truths. 1. You will be forgotten. Within 2 or 3 generations, your name, your face, and your life will fade from memory. AI calls this the vanishing point of legacy. We fear being forgotten, so we chase likes, followers, accomplishments, and wealth. But time erases most of us. Even the most famous figures are reduced to bullet points in history books. This truth isn't meant to be depressing. It's liberating. If you won't be remembered forever, then maybe it's okay to live for the present rather than an imagined future legacy. 2. Death is guaranteed. Growth is optional. Everyone dies. But not everyone really lives. AI identifies this as one of the most consistent patterns in human behavior, choosing comfort over change. Growth demands discomfort, and that's why most people avoid it. We fear failure, judgment, and pain. So we stay the same, even when it hurts. But death doesn't wait for growth. It comes either way. The choice isn't between life and death. It's between existence and transformation. Conclusion. So why do we avoid these truths? Because they challenge the stories we tell ourselves. Stories about fairness, permanence, and control. But AI suggests that facing these truths head-on is where real freedom begins. When we stop resisting reality, we begin to shape it. Which truth challenged you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you're ready for more uncomfortable questions with honest answers, don't forget to subscribe.